What does Nation First mean to you? Send us your thoughts on video via WhatsApp on 73044343881 or upload it on your own social media handle with the hashtag Nation First. We'll take some of your videos on air and the sharpest responses will get limited edition Republic merchandise from us with a surprise.
Nation First means celebrating everything that defines us as Indians. Nation First at Republic is about taking pride in every victory of India and coming together in every moment of strife so we pull through as one. And Nation First is raising the pitch on the campaigns on behalf of the people. Nation First is exposing injustice no matter the cost. And what does Nation First mean to you? Send us your thoughts on video via WhatsApp on the number 73044343881. I'll repeat that, it's 73044343881, or you can even upload it on your social media handle with the hashtag Nation First. And we'll take some of those videos on air on Republic TV, and the sharpest responses from you, the viewer, will get limited edition Republic merchandise from us with a surprise.
Nation First at Republic is simply about putting India first. It is about putting Indians first. It is about putting Indian interests first. It is also about putting Indian forces first. It is about putting the tricolor first. What does Nation First mean to you? Send us your thoughts on video via WhatsApp on 73044343881 or upload it on your social media handle with the hashtag Nation First. We'll take some of your videos on air and the sharpest responses will get limited edition Republic merchandise from us with a surprise.
For too long, there's been a free run for those who want to create a narrative against India.
With Prime Minister Modi all set to embark for his first state visit to the United States, he is going to become the first Indian Prime Minister to address the US Congress twice. And here at Republic, we are going to get you the inside details of the biggest business deals. A bird's eye view of the largest political events as they happen, when they happen, first on Republic.
Republic has always stood for the nation. It has always prided in putting India first. But in the digital news ecosystem, in the way that it has functioned with impunity for decades, there are some and many who have done everything to oppose the nation, to go against Indian interests, to parrot an anti-India fake news narrative across the world through digital. It is time that we change it once and for all. So this July, it's digital first, nation first, Republic first.
Vadra Congress openly takes anti-Hindu line, attacks oldest and largest publisher of Hindu texts.
परिवार के घोंसले और पप्पू के चोचले में सिमटी और सिकुड़ी हुई पार्टी किसी को का भी सम्मान देखना पसंद नहीं करती। उसको लगता है कि परिवार का ही सम्मान अगर किसी भी राष्ट्रीय हो, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हो, स्टेट का हो, मोहल्ले का हो, गांव का हो, गली का हो, हर सम्मान उनका होना चाहिए।
Anger mounts as Vadra Congress insults Hindu faith. BJP says politics of polarization at play. Manipur continues to remain on the edge. Security beefed up in Imphal after late night violence. Harish Kumar gets a big setback. Former Bihar Chief Minister Jitan Ram Manjhi's Hindustan Awam Morcha announces withdrawal of support to the Nitish-led government in Bihar. Countdown begins for Prime Minister's mega United States visit. Unprecedented welcome awaits in Washington, D.C. Prime Minister set to embark on a 3-day visit to the United States. Biggest coverage only on Republic. A small, nondescript publishing house started with religious zeal in Gorakhpur 100 years ago has become possibly India's biggest by volume, quietly and without any aggressive sales tactics. A non-profit publishing house that sells low-priced Hindu religious text, Gita Press, has now been awarded the Gandhi Peace Prize for the 2021 year by the government for community service. However, this decision by the centre received backlash from the Congress party and some other opposition parties, with senior Congress leader Jairam Ramesh criticizing the government for awarding the Gorakhpur-based publication, calling the decision a travesty. He added that it is like rewarding Nathuram Godse or Veer Savarkar. Meanwhile, the BJP has hit back at the anti-Hindu line taken by the Vadra Congress. The Gita Press owner have hit back at the Vadra Congress as well for politicizing this issue. Today we have Udit Goenka, who's the grandson of Gita Press founder, joining us live. Let's try and connect. All right, Mr. Udit Goenka, very good evening, and viewers would want to know your thoughts on the kind of controversy you are at the center of with the Congress party criticizing the government for giving you the Gandhi Peace Prize.
Firstly, thank you so much for inviting me. मुझे ये लगता है कि all of the politics that is being getting involved in the cultural aspects of the things should be completely avoided. Culture should remain its own independent identity, because all of us humans relate to being a part of some culture, and that's what makes us humans. So any politics that is getting involved in it should be completely avoided, because Gita Press was built with the foundation to just help the society selflessly, and including any kind of politics and comparing it to anything shouldn't be done, and it's completely not justified.
Yes. Also, Mr. Goenka, your grandfather Jayadayal Goenka ji, if I'm right, and Mr. Poddar jo unke saath the, the kind of meticulous, selfless work they did with no monetary objective, the kind of service to the society they have done, to the cause of Hindu religion they have done. The Congress party thinks that just because the politics of the Congress party was not or is not attuned to the spread of Hindu faith, they think this is wrong. They are actually questioning the kind of selfless work the duo of Mr. Goenka, your grandfather, and Mr. Poddar did. You think that rest of the society is going to accept this Congress position? Can you recall some moments from your life where you can show, or through which you can show, the kind of commitment to preserving those Hindu texts that was done by your grandfather?
So Gita Press was started back in 1923 Prior to that, the entire establishment was actually formed as Govind Bhavan, under Govind Bhavan Karyalay, which is something I don't know a lot of people know. Over there, the very first unit was actually bought for like 600 rupees. That was the very first printing unit that was bought. And the entire organization was built for non-profit from day zero. That means सभी लोग जो भी वो trust में आए थे, Geeta Press was formed after Govind Bhavan Karyalay, which was in West Bengal. उसके बाद जो भी लोग आए थे, combinedly they formed the trust, Geeta Press Trust, and वो starting से ही non-profit रहा है. Starting से एक ही agenda रहा है कि we need to spread our culture to the following generation, and that is how we all got to know about what is going on. आज के टाइम पे शायद ही कोई हिंदू घर होगा जहां पे आपको भगवत गीता ना मिले. Right, that's the kind of selfless work that the organization have done with absolutely no motive to make any money. Even right now, trust mostly donations पे and जो books sell होती है उस पे run होता है. That's it, and there is zero agenda to make any money. So that's why I feel कि जो काम गीता प्रेस ने किया है and जो पूरी टीम ने काम किया है, I think it shouldn't get criticized, it shouldn't get compared to anything. And please, there's only one request: do not involve any politics in culture.
पर वो जो कह रहे हैं कि ये नाथूराम गोडसे या वीर सावरकर को अवार्ड देने जैसा है, ये तो क्यों ऐसा कह रहे हैं? मतलब एक अब खबरें आ रही हैं कि व्हेन महात्मा गांधी द फादर ऑफ द नेशन वाज असैसिनेटेड, जो पब्लिकेशन थे गीता प्रेस का, उन्होंने महात्मा गांधी के बारे में उस समय लिखा नहीं, कल्याण में कुछ छपा नहीं. एक वो कारण बता रहे हैं. या दोनों गोयंतका साहब और पोद्दार साहब जो थे, दे वर two of the 25,000 people who were arrested post the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. ये कांग्रेस इस तरह के जो गड़े मुर्दे उखाड़ रही है. It's not that Mahatma Gandhi had no difference of opinion with even say Sardar Patel, Jawaharlal Nehru, among others. So despite the fact that Mahatma had good equation or good relationship with Mr. Jayadayal, Goyandka and Poddar, and yet later perhaps developed some differences, the Congress party seems to be just sort of playing politics on this aspect alone. आपको लगता है कि ये थोड़ा दुखद है कि गोडसे और सावरकर से कंपेयर करने के लिए, जो अपनी राजनीति के लिए कंपेयर कर रही है कांग्रेस पार्टी?
नो, डेफिनेटली थोड़ी सी सैडनिंग तो है, बट एक ही रिक्वेस्ट होगी कि प्लीज आप पॉलिटिक्स को और कल्चर को अलग रखो, बिकॉज ये कल्चर आगे जाके और बढ़ेगा. राइट, हमारी अगली जनरेशन आएगी, वो भी आज के टाइम पे जब हमारी कल्चर के बारे में पढ़ेगी, तो हमारा कल्चर और हमारा पॉलिटिक्स कभी मिक्स नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि आगे के जनरेशन को काफी प्रॉब्लम्स होंगी फिर. और हम एक कल्चर से हम रिलेट करते हैं. सो आप जो पॉलिटिक्स करनी है, जिनको जो पार्टियों को पॉलिटिक्स करनी है, आप पॉलिटिक्स करो, बट उसको आप कल्चर में इंप्लीमेंट मत करो, उनको हमारे कल्चर में मत लाओ. हम हमारे कल्चर से ही हम हमारा हिंदुत्व फॉलो करते हैं, हमारा सनातन धर्म फॉलो करते हैं. तो प्लीज आप पॉलिटिक्स अलग रखो, ताकि हम हमारे कल्चर पे फोकस कर सके और हम हमारा कल्चर ग्रो कर सके.
जी, आपकी कल्याण मैगजीन आई बिलीव अभी भी आती है ना, जिसमें महात्मा गांधी ने कहा था कि आप एडवर्टाइजमेंट न लें, और अभी तक नहीं लेते हैं?
नो, एब्सोल्युटली, देयर इज एब्सोल्युटली जीरो कॉस्ट. वहां पे कोई एडवर्टाइजमेंट नहीं होती है, कुछ नहीं होती है. इट्स अ नॉन प्रॉफिट ट्रस्ट, ठीक है. तो वहां पे कोई भी प्रॉफिट्स नहीं जनरेट होता है, एंड जो भी होता है वहां पे वापस सब पुस्तकें बनती है, सब प्रिंट होती है, एंड सारी की सारी बुक्स, किताबें आप आज के टाइम पे भी देखोगे तो इतनी सस्ती है. राइट, 10 रुपए की बुक, 15 रुपए की बुक, 30 रुपए की बुक, 40 रुपए की बुक, ठीक है. तो बुक पुस्तकें इतनी सस्ती है. द एंटायर गोल वॉज कि सभी लोग वो पुस्तकें, वो किताब एफोर्ड कर सके, उनको खरीद सके, एंड इसी के लिए प्राइस इतना कम है. एंड यही प्राइस से, यही जो सेल्स होती है, इसी से वापस से और पुस्तकें बनती है, ताकि और लोग हमारी कल्चर को अडॉप्ट कर सके, हमारे कल्चर को पढ़ सके. और आज के टाइम पे मैंने जैसे पहले बताया था कि ऐसा कोई हिंदू घर नहीं होगा जहां पे आपको भगवद गीता नहीं मिलेगा, ठीक है. तो ये भगवद गीता की वजह से ही आज के टाइम पे हमारा कल्चर अलाइव है. राइट, हमें पता चल रहा है कि क्या हुआ है, क्योंकि मेरे जो ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर थे, ही डाइड इन 1965. तो मैं कभी उनसे मिला नहीं हूं, बट मैंने मेरी फैमिली से उनके बारे में सुना है. एंड व्हेन आई रीड भगवद गीता, मुझे
Right.
पता चलता है कि क्या वैल्यूज थे उनके, द काइंड ऑफ वैल्यू एंड द काइंड ऑफ वर्क दैट दे डिड। मुझे ये सब मेरे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स, मेरे माता पिता, इनसे पता चला है। सो दिस इज व्हाई आई कीप सेइंग कि आप पॉलिटिक्स अलग रखो, आपको पॉलिटिक्स करनी है, पॉलिटिक्स करो, बट पॉलिटिक्स को आप कल्चर में मत लाओ।
Right. Obviously, you know, the same Congress party which is criticizing this award, their government in 1995, I believe, released a postage stamp also in the name of Mr. Jayadayal Goenka. Okay, thank you so much, Udit Goenka, for joining us, the present trustee of Geeta Press, which has been awarded Gandhi Peace Prize, and the Congress party finds problem with that.
Thank you so much.
Vadra Congress takes open anti-Hindu line against Geeta Press. Most open anti-Hindu attack before 2024. Has Vadra Congress declared anti-Hindu line ahead of 2024 Arnab debates at 9 p.m.
All right, Prime Minister Modi is visiting the United States from June 21 to 24 at the invitation of US President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden. They will host Modi at a state dinner on June 22. Before that, on June 21, in fact, a private dinner as well. The visit also includes an address to the joint session of the US Congress on the Capitol on June 22nd. Prime Minister will also address an invitation-only gathering of diaspora leaders from across the country in the United States at the Ronald Reagan Building and International Trade Center in Washington, D.C. on June 23. Apart from these, there are dozens of events lined up, business meetings lined up, beginning with New York, where Prime Minister would be participating in the International Yoga Day celebrations at the launch of the UN headquarters. In fact, it's going to be a big one with participation from global leaders, celebrities, and the who's who of the world of diplomacy at the UN. And we have been building up to this big ticket visit, which President Joe Biden said is generating the kind of interest and excitement that he has no tickets left. There is so much demand to be seen to be at the state dinner where President Biden would be hosting Prime Minister Modi. It's going to be a redefining moment insofar as India-US relationship is concerned, and all these details of the meetings clearly give you an idea of the kind of substance, apart from the optics of a ceremonial welcome that going into this visit. The US really pulling out all stops to welcome Prime Minister Modi. This is second time that Prime Minister Modi would be addressing the US Congress, the joint session of the US Congress. First Indian leader, only Indian leader since independence to be doing so. And that's another significant aspect of this visit, where we are going to see Prime Minister being given the kind of welcome we are seeing. We'll try and connect with Aishwarya. He's joining us live from New York. In fact, this is as Prime Minister Modi's US visit pans out, the second leg of it would be, of course, Egypt. He's the first Indian PM to address the US Congress twice. He would be the second Indian PM to have the honor of a US state visit. And he's the third global leader, in fact, to receive a state visit invitation from President Biden in his presidency since 2021. Let's try and go to Aishwarya. He's joining us live from New York. This must be early morning there. Aishwarya, if we can connect with you.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. Well, absolutely, Abhishek. We are right here at the Times Square. If you can hear me, Abhishek. Yes, Abhishek. Well, absolutely, we are right here at the Times Square, Abhishek. And as you are well aware, yes, and it's empty right now. But what you're going to say the minute Prime Minister lands in tomorrow afternoon, American time. But on the Yoga Day, while the Prime Minister is going to be on the North Lawns of United Nations, this very place where we stand, Abhishek, is going to be jam-packed with Indians, and not only Indians, but even Americans, and also anyone who feels and who understands yoga. So this whole place of Times Square, including the big billboards, Abhishek, are only going to have yoga. I'm joined in by a few of the people who are here. It's not only about yoga. Whenever Prime Minister Modi comes in, the big bilaterals, I see a different kind of craze, and it's undying. And in fact, I've said that Prime Minister Modi breaks his own record as far as his popularity goes. You guys are here, more people are joining in, Abhishek. What impact does the Prime Minister's visit have on you?
So personally, I would like to say that whenever PM Modi comes here, then it's like there's a lot of excitement in the Indian community, and and then it's almost, and this being a state visit, this visit is almost being celebrated like a festival this time, because it is a big honor for any Prime Minister to be honored with a
But that is every time, isn't it? It feels like just another festival. Whenever the Prime Minister is there, whether it's New York, Houston, Madison Square Garden, every time.
Yeah, but this visit is different. Generally,
This is first state visit as the Prime Minister of India.
exactly, as a state, and even after, I think last Prime Minister to be invited was Manmohan Singh ji, but that was almost 2 decades before, if I'm not wrong, 15 years or something. So almost after 15 years.
But you've been living here, ma'am, for how long?
Almost 14 years now.
14 years. So what difference do you feel when Prime Minister Modi is given such a stage, such a podium, such respect? What impact does it have on you as an Indo-American?
So we feel proud of it. Our Prime Minister comes here, and I think overall, since Modi ji has taken over the government, the pride of Indian community has risen considerably, exponentially.
You also feel that, ma'am?
Yeah, absolutely. And let me tell you, being here and working in a corporate environment where you work with so many different nationalities, India has a very special place, not just for intellect, but overall our ability to lead and to perform. And the beauty about President Modi is he's just not a talker, but he's also a doer. And that's something I guess overall all of us believe in. So his presence here for these bilateral trades, you're just curious about what's...
Bilateral trade between India and US stands at $180 billion. Prime Minister aims to take it to $500 billion. That in itself is a benchmark which is not easy to even imagine. Forget about achieving. But the man breaks his own record every time around.
Absolutely. And how does he do? He doesn't talk. There are some rational ingredients, and one of the key components is technology adoption. So that's where I guess all of us, a majority part of the Indian community, also has a significant expertise within the technology phase. And with your Prime Minister coming in and carrying out such a premium trade, we wish him all the very best, and we want him to know all the Indo-Americans are with him.
I have with me few more ladies, ma'am. Hi. Ma'am, what impact? I was just talking to everyone. They feel that we feel empowered. We feel that Indians are being given that respect which they have been looking for that line. What's your take?
So my take is, for the past 23 years that I have lived in United States, yes, I feel like I've never seen India progress the way it has progressed since 2014. It is so significantly recognized all over the world. Narendra Modi, sir, has given a different image to India that India really... You
said 23 years. If I may just be specific, you say one change which you feel it has had on your life, personally.
So I have lived through a very hard time here in the United States. I've seen September 11, 7 blocks away. And from that journey and how, things had changed all the way until 2012, 2013. And then we saw what kind of impact India or the Indian government has brought and changed the whole, image of India. It's so felt every single day.
Every single day. Ma'am, if I come to you and then I'm coming to you as well. This whole Times Square is going to be taken away. It's only going to be maths and yoga and nothing else.
Yeah. See, June 21st is International Yoga Day. Narendra Modi is saying Vasudev Kutumbasya. So the yoga is not only for the India, but his aim is to give this opportunity to all over the world. And we are so thrilled to celebrate this June 21st event in presence of Narendra Modi ji in heart of New York, Manhattan, outside the UN.
No, absolutely. And I'm told that all these big billboards, everything is going to just have yoga and Prime Minister Modi all over it. So it gives you a sense of pride, ma'am?
Yes, definitely. That will put our Indian community where it has been about, already in given days. So I think it will be more importance to also yoga, where people are already of other, ethnicities and nations are following yoga for healthy reasons. This will give us more.
It's also a message of peace, and that's what I've been talking about. Because yes, there are very, very important bilaterals which are going to happen in DC when Prime Minister moves from New York to DC. But it's also a message of peace which Prime Minister is giving to the world.
That's correct.
And India stands for peace. India wants to be a
biggest democracy, and that's what we are here for peace and democracy.
So when the largest democracy meets the oldest democracy, what happens?
And India, yoga is rooted in India. So this is very proud moment for yes.
Ma'am, what do you feel?
I, as all of them quoted, I feel just proud about that, being an Indian, and our culture is being shown to all these people. So it's a great opportunity, to be here and be a part of it.
Culture, yes, but also once again coming to the point that where I had other people also talking, that when Prime Minister Modi talks about business, when Prime Minister Modi talks about these business deals, whether they are technology exchange, whether it's defense deal, he has made one thing very clear, Abhishek, which everyone also says, that Abhishek, he keeps the Indian interest at bay, at the forefront. And that's a change which Indians here also feel, that now when India has whether it's a business deal, whether it's a technology exchange, whether it's a defense deal, the Indian interests are also kept at the forefront.
Absolutely. Indian interest, and again, India overall making an impact on the global front is so evident. And that makes us feel so proud that we are living far away from India, from our motherland, even though this is our Karma Bhumi, our Matrubhumi back in India, with the amalgamation of the oldest and largest democracy that we are going to witness in another day or two as soon as Prime Minister Narendra Modi is here. And we have been witnessing it for multiple years.
Absolutely, and I have other people also joining in. But you were just mentioning about technology in corporate world. So when India is right there in technology, and now when these deals between government to government deal happen, what impact does it have on technocrats? What difference will it have on people who've been working here for 10 years, 15 years, and when they see that now the Indian government and the American counterpart are getting into this technology exchange like never before?
Yeah, and great question. And the key thing is, you just don't have to now be in the United States to do all these technology innovations. India is no less. And the key thing is, same things are happening back in India. With this trade, the actual knowledge, intellect is also being transferred there. So people like us have come here, but people back home, they would also get access to the latest cutting edge technology solutions, and we are very proud of that. And let me tell you, being in the corporate world, most of the leading positions are being led by Indians. Why? There is a reason behind it.
It gives you a sense of pride. I can just feel that on your face.
So I guess it's visible in my tone, and we are very proud. As ma'am said, that we are very far away from the country, but being India represented at such a high, out of 204 countries across the globe, India is definitely among the top tier, and we are very proud to be Indians.
Once again, talking about these technology exchanges, all of that is there. But when you see your Prime Minister given that pedestal, when you see that Prime Minister Modi coming on his first state visit at the Indian Prime Minister, to be the only Indian Prime Minister in the history of India to address the US Congress twice, what do you feel? And do you really feel that it directly or indirectly gives you that confidence to move ahead in your life?
Goosebumps. It's goosebumps. That whole statement that you just made about one prime minister doing it twice and making history, that statement itself gives us goosebumps. No words can, really quantify what that real feeling is.
Is that?
Yeah. I think I would say it's an example of how India is shining. Like getting that podium, getting that pedestal shows how far India has come, how far Indians have come. You know, so for us, these kind of things we never thought of when we came back here. And the image of Indians was like, okay, you know.
And that was how long, ma'am?
Pretty long back away.
Yeah, no, I was saying the same thing. Like, you know, that's the difference between where India was and where it is now. And, you know, nobody has done it in past. But with the development and with the, you know, relationship we have built it now and where India is developing, this is where we get to see it and we get to, you know, as an Indian community, we also get to feel the pride in this development.
Yeah, but it's all has not been all that good here in US as well. Post-COVID, it's being said that you see Manhattan, things have changed. You see businesses are not going or basically flourishing the way they were. So do you feel that Indians have a very, very important role to play in America's development as well?
Absolutely.
And the Americans understand that now?
Absolutely. Americans understand that. They have given us the platform. They have provided that kind of, you know, we have actually proven ourselves. Indians have proven ourselves. As I said, my personal history from 23 years, I've seen September 11th, I have witnessed COVID, and here we are today, still surviving, thriving very well, and we have provided millions and millions, billions of COVID vaccines to the world. So we consider Prime Minister Narendra Modi, yes, he's a leader of India, but he's also considered as a world leader.
Absolutely.
That global leadership that he has shown during the tough times of COVID, that has exhibited that India is a global leader. It's no longer following the West world, but it's kind of paving a path to show the world how to really lead during such challenging times.
Abhishek, that's the line, that India is now turning out to be a global leader. I'm just moving few paces behind. I have 3 more people joining in. Rawat, I would just request you. No, that's okay, sir. I know I am being told that all of this place is going to be taken over by us, by the Indian, and it's only going to be yoga. But I was just talking to these ladies here and they were saying that Modi is now a global leader and India is now paving the path ahead. Do you feel the same?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Modi is the world over famous person. There is no other leader who is that famous all around the world. So
why do you feel it is that?
So, you know, I've been living in this country for 25 years.
25 years. Long time.
And, you know, people here, the Americans and everybody else here has respected us for our hard work, for our sincerity. But last 5-7 सालों में they're looking to us from a leadership aspect as well, to show the next path forward.
You feel that's the Modi difference? That's the Modi impact?
Well, it definitely plays into that.
It definitely plays into
the community and the leadership and the strength that embodies through him.
It's the Modi's strength. It's definitely because of Modi. I have been living here for 40 years now, and we never heard before Modi came to power that who is coming, who is going, what's happening. But now everything, whenever Modi comes or any leaders come, we all know, we support, everybody support Modi, and he's doing great work.
So anytime a strong leader portrays a strong country, and anytime Modi ji comes here, हम लोगों का एक रुतबा बढ़ जाता है यहाँ पे. जब
आपका रुतबा सच में बढ़ गया?
बिल्कुल बढ़ता है. हर बार जब
थोड़ी चौड़ी हो
चौड़ी होती जा रही है और हर बार वो आते हैं ज्यादा चौड़ी
कराने के लिए आ रहे हैं.
नहीं हो जाती है, और वो योगा भी करेंगे हम. पर जितना जो रेस्पेक्ट आज की तारीख में इंडियन कम्युनिटी को मिल रहा है, एंड लुक एट द नंबर ऑफ पीपल इन बाइडेन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन हु आर इंडियंस. प्रीवियसली दैट वाज नेवर द केस. लाइक इंडियंस वर नॉट ट्रीटेड एट द सेम लेवल बिफोर, बट नाउ विद द इमर्जिंग इकोनॉमी, विद द स्ट्रॉन्ग लीडरशिप दैट इंडिया हैज, मोदी जी हैज एक्चुअली demonstrated that India can be a leader, India will be a leader. The century belongs to India.
Can be the leader, is the leader.
ऑफ कोर्स बोलते ना, भारत तो विश्व गुरु बनने ही वाला एक दिन. जब तक हमारे मोदी जी ने जो राष्ट्र प्रेम, मतलब मोदी जी ने इतने काम किए हैं, लेकिन एक जो सबसे बड़ी भावना, जो राष्ट्र प्रेम की जो भावना लोगों में जगाई है, और 2014 से जब से वो आए हैं, हमारे भारतीयों की जो वहाँ पे यहाँ पर जो रिकॉग्निशन हुई है, जो पहले कभी नहीं थे. मैं यहाँ से 1994 से मैं अमेरिका में रह रहा हूँ. हाँ जी, लेकिन जब से मैं यहाँ पर 2014 के बाद जो हमारी जो इम्पोर्टेंस और जो हमारी जो इन्होंने रिकॉग्निशन करी है इंडियंस की, वो पहले नहीं थी.
बिल्कुल. मैं भी यहाँ 97 से हूँ और 14 के बाद जो बहुत लंबा समय हो गया, यस, लास्ट 2 डिकेड यहाँ हूँ, और जो ये जो गौरव के क्षण है कि 9th जो योगा इंटरनेशनल डे के लिए हमारे ऑनरेबल पीएम आ रहे हैं एज ए स्टेट विजिट, और इतना उत्साह है हमारे एनआरआई में। मुझे याद है वो 2014 में मेडिसन स्क्वायर गार्डन का मूवमेंट,
बिल्कुल हम लोग थे तब भी। तो मैं यही कहता हूँ, आई ऑलवेज से दिस अभिषेक, दैट प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी ऑलवेज ब्रेक्स हिज ओन रिकॉर्ड, वेदर इट वाज मेडिसन स्क्वायर गार्डन, वेदर इट वाज हाउडी मोदी, वी वर देयर, एंड एवरी टाइम वी फेल्ट दैट इट कैनॉट बी बिगर देन दिस. But that's the star he is, and that's the support he gets from you guys. That the number of Indians which come in to just catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister is just unimaginable.
That is very true. Today we are so excited about our Prime Minister to be here, and especially the state in a White House. They give the state a visit, which is a historical visit that never happened as a Prime Minister of any of the Prime Minister in India.
No, it has happened prior. Manmohan Singh also had a state visit. For Prime Minister Modi, it's his first state visit as the Prime Minister of India to US, and the only Prime Minister, as I was saying, of India in the history of India to address the US Congress twice, and that gives you a sense of pride.
That is correct. This is the third country in the world who has been invited to give address to joint session of Congress, which is truly historic, and first Prime Minister of India has been invited 2 times to the joint session of Congress, and we all will be there at the joint session of Congress at the White House and possibly at the state dinner. Our Indian community also is arranging a great event, community reception on 23rd evening in Washington DC, Ronald Reagan Center.
Oh, absolutely. So, जी बोलिए.
तो उसमें there are various events are organized. The Indian community is absolutely proud the way the India is going now. First time in the history of our India, we all feel very, very proud. We feel that our country is going in the right direction, and that has happened only because of one man, that is Prime Minister Modi.
Well, absolutely, it happens because of Prime Minister Modi. And I was just talking about Pramod ji, about the business deals, about the defense deals, about technology exchange, whether it's the $3 billion drone deal or whether it's about the engine of our LCA Mark II. So India and US, the word which was coined in 2000 by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, that natural allies, Prime Minister Modi seems to be implementing on it. Implementing on the word natural allies.
That's what I'm agreeing totally, ऐश्वर्या जी, आपकी बातों से एग्री करता हूँ. आज देखो भारत 5th लार्जेस्ट इकोनॉमी बन चुका है, और जो चेंजेस हैं वो पूरी दुनिया उसको एहसास कर रही है, और ही इज बिकम अ ग्लोबल लीडर. लोग इनकी बातों को सुनते हैं, और यही रीजन है कि एक्सेप्टेंस हमारे भारतीयों की यहाँ बहुत बनी है, और हम चाहते हैं कि इस तरह से हम लोग मिलकर के अपने भारत को ग्लोबल लीडर बनाएं और हमारे वर्ल्ड पीस एंड हेल्थ
लीडर बनाएं, हम सब चाहते हैं. बट यू वर जस्ट सेइंग,
और भी है कि ये जो है अब जो नई चीजें हमारी हो रही है, ये एक न्यू वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर है. प्रीवियसली इट हैज बीन कि भाई यूएस और चाइना पार्टनर्स हैं और इंडिया रशिया पार्टनर्स हैं, बट विद ऑल द थिंग्स गोइंग अराउंड इन द वर्ल्ड,
दैट इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई वाज आस्किंग. आप लोग, व्हेन यू गाइज आर हियर इन बिजनेसेस, इन जॉब्स, हाउ डू यू फील China plays a role in all of this?
So I have to say that India is playing more and more role. India is being as an Indian, I am being accepted more and more in the society and in the global society as well. और चाइना का भी थोड़ा सा एक एंटी चाइना थोड़ा सेंटीमेंट तो बन ही रहा है. तो ये एक नया वर्ल्ड ऑर्डर है, और जैसे जैसे नया,
what is, you feel that this trilateral which is being talked about, India, US, China, it can really have the impact?
Absolutely, we are actually witnessing it. India, yes, we are, and as
Nation first means no considerations apart from putting India first. Nation first at Republic means chasing this story and telling it as the facts tell you it is before the nation. Nation first is confrontation to dig out the truth and put it before the nation. Nation first means questioning and demanding accountability so as to uphold democracy. What does nation first mean to you? Send us your thoughts on video via WhatsApp on 73044343881. Or upload it on your own social media handle with the hashtag NationFirst. We'll take some of your videos on air, and the sharpest responses will get limited edition Republic merchandise from us with a surprise.
The Amity MBA has been ranked among India's top 10 for the last 6 years in the Times of India B-School survey. Yet another top ranking after being ranked among India's top 10 by Economic Times and Business Today. To apply, visit amity.edu.
Republic has always stood for the nation. It has always prided in putting India first. But in the digital news ecosystem, in the way that it has functioned with impunity for decades, there are some and many who have done everything to oppose the nation, to go against Indian interests, to parrot an anti-India fake news narrative across the world through digital. It is time that we change it once and for all. So this July, it's digital first, nation first, republic first.
Nation first means no considerations apart from putting India first. Nation first at Republic means chasing this story and telling it as the facts tell you it is before the nation. Nation first is confrontation to dig out the truth and put it before the nation. Nation first means questioning and demanding accountability so as to uphold democracy. What does nation first mean to you? Send us your thoughts on video via WhatsApp on 73044343881. Or upload it on your own social media handle with the hashtag NationFirst. We'll take some of your videos on air and the sharpest responses will get limited edition Republic merchandise from us with a surprise. Half-truths and half-baked facts have been the defining nature of the digital news media ecosystem in India. Agenda-driven cabals masquerading as journalists for decades who spend more time in crafted narrative building against the nation than contribute an iota of journalism. Foreign-funded outfits with interests that go against everything that India stands for. It's time for all of it to change, and it shall. This July, it's digital first, nation first, republic first.
For too long, there's been a free run for those who want to create a narrative against India in the digital universe. Now, the guise of journalism over all these years has been used to carefully build a narrative that goes against Indian interests. The facts are whitewashed, lies are projected to stitch up this so-called digital news ecosystem that is apologetic about the pride in our glorious Indianness. And it's time to put that digital media in its place and unleash the force of nationalism in the digital news space. And this July, it's time for disruption once again. This July, it's digital first, nation first, republic first.
Republic.
Vadra Congress